Africa. A land often portrayed through its challenges, yet rarely celebrated for its brilliance. Beneath the surface lies a continent bursting with ingenuity minds that see possibilities where others see limits. While Silicon Valley grabs the spotlight, something powerful is rising quietly from African soil. This is the story of inventors whose ideas are shaking the foundations of global technology. It begins with Maxwell Chikumbutso from Zimbabwe. A man driven by vision, not validation. He stunned the world with his self-powered electric car, wireless power generators, and advanced drones inventions that seemed decades ahead of their time. Without corporate funding or government backing, Maxwell built technologies that challenge industries built on dependency. He is proof that innovation doesn't wait for approval, it happens when necessity meets imagination. But Maxwell is not alone. Across the continent, others are lighting up the path of progress in their own ways. In Nigeria, a young genius named Silas Adekunle fused robotics and gaming to create something revolutionary: the world's first intelligent gaming robot, Mechamon. His invention caught the attention of Apple, leading to a historic partnership that made him one of the youngest African tech entrepreneurs to achieve global recognition. Silas didn't just build a robot, he built a bridge between creativity and opportunity, proving Africa can lead the charge in advanced robotics. In the small villages of Malawi, a teenage boy with no formal training looked up at the wind and saw potential. William Kamkwamba, armed with scrap metal, old parts, and relentless determination, built a working wind turbine that powered his home and his community. What began as an act of survival became a global inspiration. His invention didn't just generate electricity, it generated hope. William's story became a symbol of what can happen when a dream refuses to die, even in the darkest circumstances. From the plains of Kenya came a different kind of innovation, one that turned data into a weapon for truth. Juliana Rotich co-founded Ushahidi, an open-source platform that gathers real-time information from people during crises, from natural disasters to political unrest. It started as a local idea but quickly became a global tool, used by governments and humanitarian agencies worldwide. Her vision made transparency accessible, empowering voices that once went unheard. Juliana proved that African code can protect lives and shape the world's digital conscience. Then, in South Africa, a young inventor named Ludwick Marishane faced a question no one else dared to ask: what if you could take a bath without water? His answer became DryBath, a gel that cleanses the body without a single drop of water. In a world where millions live without access to clean water, his idea was not just creative, it was revolutionary. Recognized by Forbes and Google, Ludwick turned a teenage thought into a global solution that saves time, money, and lives. Meanwhile, in Uganda, a young engineer named Gitta set out to solve a deadly problem: malaria. After suffering through the disease multiple times, he developed Matibabu, a device that tests for malaria without needles or blood samples. Using light and sensors, his invention detects the disease quickly, safely, and affordably. Brian's technology could change the way millions are diagnosed and treated, especially in rural communities. His creation is more than a gadget, it's a lifesaver born from personal struggle and compassion. These are not just inventors, they are visionaries building the future from the ground up. They work not in billion-dollar labs, but in classrooms, small workshops, and villages where power cuts are normal and funding is rare. Yet their determination turns scarcity into innovation. Together, they are redefining what it means to be an inventor in the 21st century. From the electric dreams of Zimbabwe to the digital revolutions of Kenya, the winds of Malawi, and the laboratories of South Africa and Uganda, a new Africa is rising. One invention at a time. One idea after another. The world can no longer ignore it. The next great leap in global technology may not come from America, Europe, or Asia, it may come from the minds working silently under the African sun. These creators don't just represent a continent, they represent a movement. A reminder that the human spirit is unstoppable when fueled by purpose. They prove that genius is not bound by geography, that vision is not limited by wealth, and that the future belongs to those bold enough to build it. As the lights flicker across a continent once dismissed, Africa's innovators stand ready to show the world that the next technological revolution has already begun, and it started right here, at home. The hum of innovation doesn't sleep in Africa. From city workshops lit by a single bulb to university labs alive with youthful curiosity, the continent pulses with energy, the kind of creative force that doesn't wait for permission. What we are witnessing is the rise of inventors who see the world differently, who turn every limitation into an opportunity, and every obstacle into a stepping stone toward progress. In Ghana, a quiet revolution is taking place in the hands of young minds obsessed with the future. One of them is Kelvin Doe, known as DJ Focus. At just 13, he scavenged junkyards to collect broken radios, discarded wires, and dead batteries. From what the world threw away, he built his own radio station. He created transmitters, mixers, and batteries entirely from scrap. His work caught the attention of international engineers, earning him invitations to speak at MIT, the youngest African ever to do so. Kelvin didn't just build devices, he built proof that innovation can grow in any soil if watered with persistence. Meanwhile, in Ethiopia, a new wave of inventors is turning ancient roots into modern technology. Innovators there are blending AI, agriculture, and sustainability to tackle food shortages. One team developed a drone system capable of detecting crop diseases before they spread, powered by solar energy and local software solutions. It's the kind of idea that can feed millions and reshape how Africa sustains itself. And then there's the story of Nigeria's renewable tech pioneer, Ndubwizi Ekekwe. He designed a microchip used in modern medical devices and founded the African Institution of Technology to train future engineers. His work with embedded systems inspired a new generation of African scientists who no longer need to look abroad for expertise. They are creating their own labs, their own companies, and their own future. Across the continent, you can feel it, a collective awakening. A generation that doesn't wait for foreign investors to tell them their worth. They're coding their own apps, designing their own hardware, and solving their own problems. From mobile payment systems to renewable energy grids, Africa is leapfrogging traditional barriers with pure creativity. Consider how Kenya's M-Pesa transformed finance. In regions where banking access was once impossible, mobile phones became financial tools. Now, millions send and receive money with a few taps, empowering entire communities and reshaping economies. What started as a simple communication tool evolved into a life-changing financial platform because African minds saw potential where others saw limitation. Everywhere you look, a new story emerges: engineers building drones to deliver medicine across remote areas, inventors designing solar-powered fridges for vaccines, and young coders creating AI chatbots in local languages to improve education. Each story is a spark, and together, they ignite a movement that refuses to fade. For decades, the world portrayed Africa as a consumer of technology. But that story is changing fast. The continent is no longer a passive participant. It's becoming a producer, a leader, a creator. The new narrative isn't about catching up, it's about taking the lead in ways the world never expected. Maxwell Chikumbutso's self-powered machines challenged the laws of energy consumption. Silas Adekunle's robots redefined interactive technology. William Kamkwamba's wind turbine brought power to the powerless. Juliana Rotich's Ushahidi platform gave voice to the voiceless. Ludwick Marishane's DryBath gave cleanliness to the waterless. Brian Gitta's Matibabu gave detection to the helpless. And Kelvin Doe's radio gave communication to the forgotten. Each invention carries a piece of Africa's spirit: resourceful, resilient, and revolutionary. And yet, this is only the beginning. The next decade will see the birth of African-designed EVs, AI-driven smart cities, and locally built satellites. From Kigali's innovation hubs to Accra's AI labs, Africa is constructing its own version of the future, one built not on imitation, but on pure originality. The question isn't whether Africa can compete. It's whether the rest of the world can keep up. In every idea, there's rhythm, the rhythm of drums echoing through centuries of creativity. That same rhythm now flows through circuits, algorithms, and electric motors designed by African hands. It's no longer just music or art that defines the continent's brilliance, it's technology, sustainability, and the courage to dream beyond borders. The next global breakthrough may not come from a corporate lab in New York or Tokyo. It might come from a young engineer in Nairobi, soldering components on a wooden desk. Or from a schoolgirl in Ghana, coding by candlelight. or from a small garage in Zimbabwe, where a dreamer builds machines that power themselves. The message is clear: innovation belongs to everyone. And Africa has arrived to claim its place at the table. But perhaps, it's not just about invention. It's about redemption, the chance to redefine how the world sees Africa and how Africa sees itself. Every prototype, every breakthrough, every piece of technology built on this soil carries more than just function, it carries pride. It carries the belief that the continent's greatest export will no longer be raw materials, but raw intelligence. The sound of progress is no longer distant. It's here, in the heartbeat of the continent. It hums in the solar grids lighting up rural towns, in the AI algorithms analyzing crops, in the quiet determination of a student who refuses to quit. And while others debate who owns the future, Africa is already building it. Connected by a web of light. The camera zooms closer, revealing innovators at work soldering, typing, building, dreaming. A voice echoes softly: the next chapter of technology won't just be written in code, it will be written in courage. As the world shifts into a new technological era, Africa stands at the threshold of destiny. Once overlooked, now unstoppable, the continent's inventors are no longer asking for recognition, they are earning it through impact. Every creation, from clean energy to robotics, carries a deeper message: Africa is not just adapting to the future, it is shaping it. In the coming years, we will see electric vehicles designed, built, and powered entirely on African soil. Cities that think, communicate, and adapt, smart cities powered by AI born from African code. Satellites orbiting the Earth, built in local labs, connecting rural schools and hospitals to the rest of the world. Solar highways stretching across deserts. Self-powered homes where energy is infinite. These aren't dreams anymore, they are blueprints already in motion. The next time someone talks about the world's innovation centers, the names won't stop at Silicon Valley, Tokyo, or Berlin. They'll add Lagos, Nairobi, Harare, Accra, Johannesburg, and Kigali, because the map of technology is changing, and Africa's pulse beats right at its center. The story of African invention isn't just about machines or gadgets. It's about humanity, about people who look at the impossible and say, why not? It's about turning scarcity into creativity and hope into invention. It's about proving that brilliance knows no borders, and that the spirit of progress is universal. Every spark matters. Every dreamer counts. Every idea born under the African sky adds another line to a story that's still being written, a story that began with visionaries like Maxwell Chikumbutso and continues with countless others who will follow. Because in the end, it's not just about technology. It's about transformation. It's about a continent reclaiming its power, one innovation at a time. And so, as the lights of African cities glow brighter each night, a message echoes across the world: the future is not waiting, it's already here.